As reported, Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov has opened talks with several Middle Eastern monarchs behind the back of Russian dictator Vladimir Putin over the safety of his family and assets. According to TVnet media outlet, Kadyrov understands perfectly well how power works in Russia and Chechnya, and what might await members of his family if he loses his post or dies. He is also well aware that promises and security guarantees from Moscow or Putin have no value. A former FSB officer who specialized in issues of the North Caucasus spoke about Kadyrov's conflict with the Kremlin. He said that Kadyrov seeks a way out of Putin's Russia. When a dictator loses power, he can no longer guarantee anything to anyone, even his family and inner circle. It is not surprising that Kadyrov, realizing where things are heading, is trying to save the remaining money and his family somewhere outside the system that gave him power and money. And it is also not surprising that the system does not like this at all, because it is based on a simple principle. As long as you are in it, everything is available to you. There is no limit to enrichment, but there is no way out. There is no option to get rich and run away. Everything you have is not really yours. It is simply for your use as long as you are loyal and useful. After all, in this case, Kadyrov is no different from Putin. In this case, Chechnya is Russia in miniature. The life of a dictator is almost like a waking dream. As long as you are alive, as long as you are in power, as long as you are valuable to the system, you have everything. You are equally indifferent to the law and the court, any rules. But if something goes wrong and you lose power, no one will provide any guarantees to you or your loved ones because the law and the court do not exist. Apparently, he still understands that a ministerial seat will not protect a 20-year-old girl or a 19-year-old guy from what will begin to happen in Chechnya during the division of power after Kadyrov himself is gone. Apparently, Kadyrov understands that the only way to save his relatives is to make sure that by the time he himself loses power or life, his family is already in a place where they either cannot be physically reached or where they decide not to be reached.
Multiple protests were held in the Indian capital on Friday against the deadly attack in Indian-controlled Kashmir which killed at least 26 people, most of them tourists. According to Associated Press, protesters gathered in New Delhi, where markets were shut in protest against the attack. They waved Indian flags and repeated chants of "Down with Pakistan." India has described the massacre in which gunmen killed 26 people, most of them Indian, near the resort town of Pahalgam in India-controlled Kashmir as a terror attack. It accused Pakistan of backing it. Pakistan denied any connection to the attack. It was claimed by a previously unknown militant group calling itself the Kashmir Resistance. Tuesday's attack in Kashmir was the worst assault in years targeting civilians in the restive region. Since then, tensions have risen dangerously between India and Pakistan, which have fought 2 of their 3 wars over Kashmir, which is split between them and claimed by both in its entirety. On Wednesday, India suspended a crucial water-sharing treaty that has withstood 2 wars between the countries and closed their only functional land border crossing. A day later, India revoked all visas issued to Pakistani nationals with effect from Sunday. Pakistan responded angrily that it has nothing to do with the attack, and cancelled visas issued to Indian nationals, closed its airspace for all Indian-owned or Indian-operated airlines and suspended all trade with India. Nationals from both sides began heading back to their home countries through the Wagah border near Pakistan's eastern city of Lahore on Friday. Islamabad also warned that any Indian attempt to stop or divert the flow of water would be considered an act of war. The suspension of the water treaty could lead to water shortages at a time when parts of Pakistan are already struggling with drought and declining rainfall.
We want to give a straight message to whole world that India is united against terrorism, and we will leave no stone unturned until these terrorists get the punishment which they deserve. For this, for the unity of the nation, and for a proper retaliation must be given from the Indian army.
मोदी जी, हमारी सहन शक्ति खत्म हो चुकी है। अब हमारी सहन शक्ति बिल्कुल जवाब दे चुकी है। अब हमें हमारे इसका इंतकाम चाहिए, हमें बदला चाहिए।